There once was a time where anime was completely under the utter control of three dominant forces, so strong, so powerful, so influential that they are now known as the legendary Big Three, and every generation of anime to come has mirrored this and had their own Big Three, but none stand and compare to the monstrosity and absolute influence that the original Big Three had. To this day, whenever someone references the Big Three, what was that? Goku. Not now. Goku, we all know that you're the godfather of anime. Calm down. Yet you're not in the Big Three. No one considers you Big Three. You're your own thing, bro. Your dub is more popular than your sub. Calm down. No one is talking about you right now, Goku. Sorry. As I was saying, the Big Three were crazy and huge and absolutely crushed the space, and to this day still hold value and are insanely popular. But man, this isn't even funny anymore. It's honestly just sad. It is devastating what has happened. One, to Naruto, of course, with Boruto, but Boruto is starting to get its stuff together. It will always be a meme, don't get me wrong. It will always be a meme, especially when you're putting out scenes like this. They saw Naruto's filler problem and were like, let me get in there. Let me show you what my filler problem can be. But with that being said, it's absolutely insane what has happened to this anime. It's not their heyday anymore, but it's not like they had an easy time back then either. But Bleach has gone through too much for this to happen again. Between getting mocked in the Big Three as not really being in the Big Three, Goku, chill, to it not being aired anymore, to a rush manga ending, and the lack of attention Bleach's final arc is getting is honestly just depressing. Now, in between me writing this script, a lot of stuff has happened, and I'm gonna just touch on it right now, right away, because I'm sure a lot of you might be thinking that's the central point. But the Bleach animators are getting attacked relentlessly and are threatening to leave the project, and I'll get into why that's a bigger deal later on, because it does tie into something I planned on speaking on. But it's an absolute shame, because yes, the show might not have insane Demon Slayer level animation, but it's great. I really like the art style. For everything that's going on with Bleach, for that to be another issue is insane. It's truly a shame too, because as you see, a lot of crazy bad shows are getting as much attention as Bleach is. When you see things like the hype of the Naruto remasters, and One Piece is obviously killing it, but Bleach seems like it's competing more with the likes of Boruto than the other members of the Big Three. But the thing is, it doesn't really make sense. Bleach is one of those shows that everybody knows. Whether you like it or not, or you've watched it or not, everyone knows Bleach. It's Bleach. Even back in the heyday, it never had the attention of One Piece and Naruto. So let's get to the bottom of this. Starting off, Bleach as a show and just rating the season is the first premise you gotta go off of as to why it's not getting more attention. And to be honest, it's absolutely incredible. I really enjoyed 1000 Year Blood War. This is honestly one of my favorite shows out right now. Between Kenpachi and the other commander whose name I can't pronounce, was epic. Honestly, seeing one of the most insane, crazy characters in the series, and I mean Kenpachi to that point, was terrifying. And to see Kim then be terrified and also getting a lot of insights on his backstory by someone that through the fight you realize, oh nah, Kenpachi might be in trouble. To get hit with that Uno reverse was insane, and the coloring and lighting choices in those scenes were insane and brought out some of the best moments of 1000 Year Blood War. Not to mention Ichigo getting his new Bankai, the commanders getting their Bankai back, and then all of a sudden the Quincy's are way stronger. And for part 1, the backstory, Ichigo's mother and his father, was excellent. That showed some real depth of character and depth of story that a lot of people criticize about Bleach, because for the most part, Bleach is just hands, and that's why I like it. And the hype moments so far in 1000 Year Blood War, I mean, Aizen was there. How could it not be hype? So it definitely isn't a problem with the show. Now, is it the animation like we were talking about? Nah, definitely not the animation. To speak on it more, like I was alluding to, the thing that is crazy to me about its animation is that typically when a show does have crazy moments, insanely hyped fights, and insanely hyped story beats, the animation goes crazy. Think Demon Slayer, JJK, and it looks fairly normal when you're not in those scenes and nothing special. But just the general speaking scenes in Bleach look great, and it's not only unique, but it's just nice to look at. The way Studio Period did this is so clear and so evidently a stylistic choice that it feels unique and unlike anything out right now. You can go watch all the videos on the Mappa effect, but really, Bleach is its own thing, and it's insane to me that the same people that are animating Bleach, Studio Period, are also animating Boruto. It's clear where all their attention was going. going because Bleach looks insane. Could it be the story? I'm about to botch this name, by the way. But between your watch and everything with his history with the Quincy's and just his demeanor, he's almost like the Madara of this story in a way. Right, that's the vibe you get around him. The story beats obviously aren't identical. To have your big bad and big moment be Yawatch, who is this character that the Quincy's and the Soul Reapers have always been there and lingering throughout the entire story, you knew that now this is the precipice. This is everything. And when he killed their leader, he didn't even care. That was one of the most disrespect scenes in anime. He was fighting his clone. He wasn't even fighting the real him. And you realize just how strong he is. In a way, that execution was a little weird. To have a old character that you've been waiting for so long to finally fight, and then for him to get rolled, odd decision. But anyways, Ichigo getting his Bankai back was a really deep moment too, because you saw him dig deep, and this is shortly after, in case you're forgetting, he learns his parents' backstory. It hit even harder, and honestly, given shows that are popular nowadays, I don't know if people even care about story that much anymore. I think you really got to look at what people are watching right now. In terms of Demon Slayer, people love the animation and the simple story. Chainsaw Man, insanely unique and insanely interesting animation style that feels really fluid. And then JJK, which is honestly the most similar to something of the big three. And you might be like, oh, why did he mention those three anime? A lot of people are saying that is the new big three, and honestly, I think there's truth in that. There's a lot of similarities there, and that is also a video for another day. I think the truth is that the people that like Bleach are older and not the type of people to post about it on social media. Also, it not being on Crunchyroll is a huge point, as that's the biggest place to watch anime. Okay, you can say it. I need to say it now. Obviously, 9 anime is something we have to judge too, so it's also not on the top 5 of 9 anime at the point of me writing the script. I do believe when I checked though earlier in the week, because of all the drama, I think it went up like crazy though on the list. But anime fans also, just in general, have so many options between Jujutsu Kaisen, One Piece, Naruto, Zom 100, Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man, Mushoku Tensei. It's really honestly depressing, but people haven't given what was once considered one of the top 3 anime of its time in terms of popularity is now being passed by these other shows. And it makes it even worse because of how good Bleach is. And the fact is that this is the climax of the story. Imagine if the One Piece final saga got done like this. It just wouldn't happen. And of course, having that long without airing an episode is going to make you not gain new fans and stay relevant. And honestly, the older fan base, and to go even further, if you got into anime 5 to 8 years ago, you still might not have watched Bleach and get into it and given it a chance. And honestly, between Naruto, One Piece, and Dragon Ball, I feel like Bleach is the most similar to these newer shows, because like I was saying, Bleach is straight hands. Everything is done through fighting, as well as there are story moments there to back it. So of course, the big central reason as to why Bleach isn't getting more attention is that long layoff it had, as well as just fatigue in the anime space of just options. There's so many options, but to see one of the top anime of all time fall to this point, but even though I'm recording this, it does seem like it's getting more attention, and Bleach is fantastic. Bleach continues to just deliver and deliver hype episodes, and honestly, right now, I'm a big One Piece manga reader, and I've read all of Bleach, but honestly, I sped read Bleach. I didn't even fully recollect everything, and honestly, I'm happy for it, because I'm way more excited to go watch Bleach, even though One Piece is airing Gear 5, which is crazy, but it's because I know everything that's going on in One Piece. And Bleach continues to surprise me and deliver hype moments and hype action scenes, beautiful animation that I can just stare at and be completely immersed in this world, as well as Ichigo being a stellar main character that honestly reminds me a lot of Itadori in the fact that he wants to protect his friends no matter what. And although it's typical and normal, I think it hits a little different considering the lineage of Bleach and how long the story has been going on. So if you haven't already, give Bleach a chance. Even though its best days may be behind it, in terms of popularity, it definitely should be way higher. And in case you were wondering about how some other shows are doing, you should go check out my video on if Boruto is really that bad. Please give it a chance. I'm telling you, just watch the video. You might not like Boruto, you might like the video. So drop a like, subscribe, and don't forget, we're just getting started. We're gonna stay consistent, and I'll see you in the next video.